People are actually hating on Sparking Zero. Yes, you heard that right. Despite this game looking so beautiful, there are actually people starting a hate train. By all means, I do think criticism is important to the game, and just not glazing it and taking a step back to be real about some things, I understand as well. However, some of these people have been getting out of pocket. Like, the first thing I seen somebody complain about was, oh, the opening for the game is trash. Like, okay, cool. Like, I mean, you don't necessarily have to watch that every time you boot up the game. I personally thought it was okay. I personally don't know what those people were expecting, but hey, I mean, people can have their opinion on that. All you gotta do is skip it, bro. Like, that's it. There's also been people saying that there's too many effects on super attacks and animations and whatnot, and that you can't even see anything. And I mean, honestly though, I feel like this could go both ways, because if they had dialed down on the effects, I feel like people would have been like, oh, well, this is a PS5 game, like, this is next gen. I personally think the effects look great how it is right now. The quality is amazing, and bro, when we're playing it on our TV, you're gonna see just how beautiful the game truly is. And by the way, if you're hyped for Sparking Zero, make sure you leave a like, bro. I've also seen people saying there's not enough stages, and I do kind of agree with this one. There are very key important stages, but there should be more, such as like the mountain regions with the snow. There should be like the galaxy in space where Goku fought Beerus, for instance. But I do feel like these stages will eventually make it its way into the game. The stages we do have already are insanely detailed and amazing. Like, think about the world tournament stage. Like, this is the first time we're able to go out of the map like that. It is beautiful, bro. The maps are insanely big, and me personally, I wouldn't mind if they drop maps like as like free DLC or something like that. Overall, I feel like this is a problem that can easily be fixed. But this is a big one, the character select screen, man. So we all initially thought that this was a placeholder when we first started looking at the game. People were complaining about it, and others were like, oh nah, they're gonna change it later on. I even made a video talking about this. And now that we have seen what is announced as the final build of the game, apparently that's still making its way into the game. So basically, you're gonna see like 20 Gokus in the roster, 15 Vegetas. You're gonna have to scroll through them every time. Now, me personally, I can see how it's annoying, because we used to have it so simple. I mean, like, you just click on a character and all their forms come out. I feel like this is standard for like any Dragon Ball game just about, but they did switch it up in this one. It is so that you can have instant loading. So like, once you pick your character or form, you immediately load into the map. You don't have to be on a loading screen. So I think with that sacrifice in mind, I would much prefer it like this. Like, I don't think it's too big of a deal. People are also complaining about the split screen, how it's limited to the hyperbolic time chamber map. They did announce earlier in the development cycle that it wouldn't be in the game, split screen. However, due to the fans' complaints and concerns, they last minute decided to make it work, which is why that is the only stage you can play split screen on. As somebody that grew up playing the classics on the couch with my family and friends, I feel this one a little bit like, you know, split screen. But nowadays, to be honest, it's a new age, bro. Like, at this point, we can just make a party chat and play together, and it's honestly, if you ask me, like a similar experience. I mean, it is good like having your boy like next to you and playing, for sure, but they still let you do it. So honestly, if they didn't have it completely, I would be mad. But overall, something like this, I feel like I can do well with. And I had mentioned the character select screen earlier, but I also saw people complaining about the roster as a whole. Basically saying like they wanted more love for the Dragon Ball saga, stuff like that. I think the roster did its thing for the most part. I mean, over 200 characters. The DLC is gonna be fire as well. Like, imagine playing as Beast Gohan in this game with these visuals. Cell Max. Oh man, imagine if they added Ultra Ego Vegeta, Moro, Black Frieza. Like bro, imagine Sparking Zero had Xenoverse 2 DLC type support. Speaking of Xenoverse 2, there is a huge part of the Xenoverse 2 community that are saying that Sparking Zero is trash. They're not gonna go play it. They're gonna stick on Xenoverse 2. I think that is wild, bro. And I've played Xenoverse 1 and 2. I played the hell out of Xenoverse 2. And at this point, I haven't played it for a couple years. I do like how they got like the DLC support. Like I said, that would be dope for Sparking Zero. But I feel like, bro, Xenoverse is so old at this point. Like, let's just let it go. I mean, I get it. If you don't have the new gen consoles, you might be a little biased to what you have access to, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, I don't think that you have to use that and say Sparking Zero is trash. Obviously, Sparking Zero looks way better than Xenoverse 2. Anybody with eyes can see that. I love Xenoverse 2, but looking at these two games, it's like night and day. Are you gonna be playing Xenoverse 2 when Sparking Zero comes out? Others have been saying that this game looks like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot 2, which I think is wild as well. I mean, Kakarot was a visually stunning game, and so is Sparking Zero, but their point is that it's basically the same game but added with PvP. And I don't know, I mean, I feel like the story mode is not getting enough credit in Sparking Zero. Me personally, I haven't seen much of it. Like, I don't want to be spoiled. There's been thousands of videos on YouTube that are like basically doing gameplay walkthroughs of the story, but from the little that I've seen, I don't know, this game has its own flair to it, honestly. And that's another complaint people have had as well. And Sparking Zero already has drama to it, bro. Like, I've seen an uproar in the community. Small Dragon Ball Zero content creators are basically mad at the big content creators because they have early access to the game. They've already shown basically the whole game, and they're saying like there's no competition. My personal take on that as a small content creator is, man, honestly, you could find your own lane, bro. Like, obviously, I don't have early Sparking Zero footage. That being said, I'm gonna grind and I'm gonna pave my own way personally, and I don't knock any creator that's already been playing the game. I actually appreciate the content because some of it I have been watching and it's been pretty cool, man. So you can't hate, man. Everybody's got to grind to get where they're at, and you know, you don't know what it was like before the success. I feel like a lot of people think YouTube is easier than it really is. People have been getting banned for leaking like things that weren't supposed to be revealed on live streams from Bandai. I thought that was crazy, to be honest. Like, random people own physical copies of the game already. I just think it's wild because times are so different now. Like, I remember when I was young and I would get a new game, and one of the most exciting parts was unlocking stuff that you didn't even realize that you can unlock. Having everything in your face like that before you touch the game just isn't me personally, so that's why I'm holding off on watching a lot of content. I want to go in kind of blind. I've also noticed people talking about the fact that there's no crossplay. Now, this one I heavily agree. I really feel that they should have included crossplay for this game, and that would have severely impacted the longevity of its life cycle. I don't know if this is something they can possibly add in the future after the game comes out. I think some games like Fortnite has done that. For any geeks in the comments that might know the answer to that, please let me know. And I think it's fine to have a personal opinion that may conflict with what most people want to think about the game. I say, man, maybe try it out or let the game sit for a while before you knock it. Like, you don't have to buy it. See how the game evolves over time, because a year from now, this could be a completely different game.